He says, who grew up with flying saucer stories, who have moved into influential positions in the media. You know, Steven Spielberg, for example, who produced a lot of these movies. Here's what Dr. J. Allen Hynek says. If you ever watch this movie again, when the flying saucer lands, have a look, because he makes a cameo in the movie. He's deceased now. He said, certainly the phenomenon has psychic aspects. I don't talk about them very much because to a general audience, the words psychic and occult have bad overtones. They say, oh, it's all crazy, but the fact is there are psychic things. For instance, UFOs materialize and dematerialize. There are people who have had UFO experiences, I've blocked out the word, who claim to have developed psychic ability. There have been reported cases of precognition, where people had foreknowledge or forewarning they were going to see something, a change of outlook, a change of philosophy of persons' lives. Now you see, those are rather tricky things to talk about openly, but it's there. Many people like Jacques Vallée and I, to some extent, feel that it might be a conditioning process. I agree. What happens is these ideas, these encounters that people have, they are changed forever by them. See, he really used words like paraphysical and paranormal because, to the best of my knowledge, he was not a Christian, so he didn't start off with the same set of glasses that I have. Now, what word might we use to describe that phenomena? Spiritual, supernatural, for example. Well, he was talking really about things interdimensional. Now, if there is another dimension, you and I can't go there, but I believe we have had visitors from that dimension. One really famous visitor from that dimension, the Lord Jesus Christ himself. Remember when he stood before Pilate, he said, my kingdom is not of this world. My kingdom is from another place. And the disciples, and talking about that transfiguration event, you know, when he appeared in his heavenly glory and that voice came down from heaven that said, this is my son with whom I am well pleased. They said, we did not follow cleverly invented stories when we told you about the power and coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. We were eyewitnesses of his majesty. But you know, Jesus warns us. He warns us in Matthew 24. He says, for false Christs, false prophets will appear, will perform great signs and miracles to deceive even the elect, if that were possible. Could he be referring to these times where we do see strange supernatural manifestations in the sky, where people are having strange encounters in the middle of their night in their bedroom? Interesting. Well, let's look at the nature of UFOs. What is a UFO? It's an unidentified flying object, but as I said, it doesn't really mean that today. As I said, they've been seen throughout history. Stories of ancient people seeing flying objects, sometimes with people on board. Been seen on radar by multiple credible witnesses. They can materialize and dematerialize. Airline pilots and even Air Force pilots have seen them disappear right before their eyes. They perform aerial maneuvers that defy the laws of physics. A description by a young Australian man saw one accelerate to the ground and do a U-turn and come back up without even slowing down. Really sort of can't happen. They change shape, they merge into one another. They cause electrical disturbances and outages, just like in that movie Close Encounters, and sometimes animals are spooked. They've changed shape over the years. For example, I mentioned, like the ancient Romans and Greeks saw flying shields with people on board. 1896, 1898, there was the airship wave, which they looked like those cylindrical airships that they were just about to arrive in North America. They mostly appear as lights in the sky. You can see there the most common shape today is this triangle shape. And I haven't figured out why yet, but that seems to be the most common occurrence of them. Have a look here. Here's a great photo, 1957 across New Mexico, moved across the sky, never made any sound as it went. Still not explained to this day.
All
Here's
right.
the problem.
Welcome to the jam. We are live again after 1 month of not being around. We are back. Had to get a few things under control, but I think everything is working now, and we are just going to hit play on all the VCRs. And if you're new here, thank you for joining. This is our first actual scheduled jam. And it took a little bit to get ready, but I think we're ready. I think we're ready. We got everything playing now. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. So, again, welcome to the show. And we will just get right into it. But first, we're going to show you the fire cam. There it is, the fire cam. We are in the Analog Hermit, the Time Vault cabin. We are cooking a fire. As you can see, it's not too cold out, so hopefully we don't get cooked out. But I'm going to stop yapping, okay? I'm going to stop yapping, and we're going to get to the show here. Just letting the things start playing here. And I think we're going to start on Humpty Dumpty. Let's do that.
The more I have, the more I want. I love the glistening star. There's power untold in these pieces of...
For little, it's an exciting breakthrough because it's never been done before.
Hi, Stuart. Stuart! I'm okay, Mom. Missed. I wasn't quick enough to get the pictures of the mountain sheep.
Its sense of smell so keen it can catch the scent of food miles away. It can sprint 50 yards in 3 seconds and run as fast as 35 miles an hour. It can bring down
Born to privilege. In Blenheim Palace, his grandfather's home, September 30th, 1874, on the night of a glamorous ball.
I could feel the flesh ripping. I could hear that, the sound, the typical sound you hear in television or something. But I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel anything at all, really.
adversary, trophy, monster. It might seem that bear and man are at war.
The condor, osprey, on the tracks of the wild otter, and most recently, Kingdom of the Ice Bear. Now he's both producer and cameraman for this very special film, set in Kenya's Masai Mara Reserve. Hugh first spotted the star of our show when he was there in 1981. Returning more than 4 years later, and against all odds, he found her again, this time with a family of 3 cubs. As luck would have it,
There's the
intense
video
competition
wall.
from lions and hyenas had forced her to begin hunting during the day.
Close up.
So here was a unique opportunity to capture behavior never before filmed.
Overhead.
The
How
last
do you like
15
that one?
minutes of this film
Overhead.
are very unusual. Most nature
And the
programs
main
are put
camera.
together over a period of months or even years.
Let's go to this camera here. Ooh, a little bit of feedback. A little bit of feedback. There it is. I don't know if this TV is really that great for this, but there's your feedback. All right. This is fun. We got lots of good stuff planned for tonight.
Featuring the voices of Jim Belushi, Cheech Marin, and Phyllis Dillon.
And also your help.
Roll. I don't know what's going to be put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for this era. I don't know who my heroes are.
This is just a question. I have no idea either way. This would be just rather. I get the feeling that every generation felt that about their generation of rock and roll. That man, this is the lamest, and it's only in hindsight that they look back and go, yeah.
Where speed is the key to survival.
If fighting with time, I think he plunged down into depression.
Churchill was fighting back from the time he went to school. His early school records show him as a troubled youth. They describe his work as untidy, slovenly, bad, very bad. He could not keep up in sports. He spoke with a lisp and a stutter.
Oh, no audio on that one. What's going on there? There we go.
Is hydraulic action. The turbulence of a rapidly flowing stream applies vertical forces that can lift
Any
sediment.
of our award-winning hairstylists will reflect your strict requirements in a unique hair design. Whether it's a classic hairstyle, or gently and properly. So give yourself a glow that radiates confidence. All it
Sputnik Stampede.
Now, quite naturally, you will say, well, the Soviet
Bedrock off of the channel bottom. The rapid current of a sediment layer
Sought after infantry. He had to settle for the less desirable cavalry, which made his father angry enough to write this letter. Dear Winston, the first extremely discreditable feature of your performance was missing the infantry. For in that
medical and emotional symptoms as a UFO contactees. See, what we're really talking about is the age-old deception. Now, I just want to be careful here, because you've got to be careful about looking at every sighting or every encounter and automatically saying, well, it's a spiritual manifestation. I'm talking about a very
controlled
small
in part by
percentage.
the mineral composition of the
Overwhelmingly, the
bedrock.
majority of
For example,
sightings
a
and
riverbed made
encounters...
of limestone will dissolve more rapidly than one made of granite.
100 feet. Apparently we've had some kind of difficulty on the pad. I do not see the missile rising into the air. The flame has gone out and black smoke is there.
Non-stop wicked vibes featuring Enigma. Good.
Once this material is picked up and put into motion, it becomes...
Winston would glorify his dead father's accomplishments, memorizing his speeches, taking up his political causes, writing a loving biography. It was as if Churchill hoped to bring...
What's the name? He looks like Ted Nugent. Dave looks like
cat scratch fever.
The first snow of winter.
Here's Grace. You try and get the ball in the hole there. Get one in. There's Dorothy. I had one in and it bounced out, and they don't count that. It has to stay in.
I heard that driving beat that the teenagers dig today with the yeah, 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 and the hoopy doopy doopy. You know?
As it were, almost as it were, proving to himself his own courage, his own capacity.
Mel would go off hunting for hours at a time, even sometimes for a day or more. On one amusing occasion, the cubs became really mischievous and started trying to catch starlings and doves. Though they don't spend all that much time in trees, this climbing skill is extremely useful to them and Relationship with its father, the cub has no doubt at all who's boss.
Discover an eloquence that would make him famous.
Celebrated and even romanticized. The name grizzly comes from the silver...
It's generally thought that leopards are only active at night, and so we were very surprised when our female set off from the lair at about 8 o'clock one morning. We hoped she'd be going out hunting, for it's most unusual to be able to film this behavior. She often proved range covered at least.
Boy, what a smart...
The door! Answer the door! Methinks my royal subjects are not as brave as their brave king.
Any way they can. They're even
Impact that never comes.
Curves. Erosion and deposition occur continuously side by side along the banks of meandering rivers.
All right, we're missing the
velocity
fourth
on the
laptop. Seems to be not... you know, that's the VGA, so I need to disconnect and connect the VGA adapter back, and it will work. I swear.
Can you blame him?
Okay, supersets, just talk and text. Just talk and text. Just talk and text. Woo!
Tonight, we live, mon chéri. For you,
Edition of both chimp and capsule. They came through the test in a manner that brings a manned flight closer to reality for the U.S. space team.
The first group of American astronaut candidates began training in 1959, subjected to virtually every extreme of physical and psychological stress. Among them, acceleration up to 15 Gs.
The distance between New Orleans and Memphis is about 550 kilometers. By boat, it's over 1,000. Meandering rivers are associated with one of the world's most significant geological hazards: flooding.
Base. Project
is the name to trust for heating and
Fido, there's no long-term contract. Fido comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee or money back. That's how sure we are you'll love your Fido. So pick up your Fido today. If you're not completely satisfied within 30 days...
can pretty much be sure that rock and roll is right around the corner. Because it's dumb. I'll give you two examples. Everyone would agree that the Beatles were a great rock band, whether or not you like their music. They were a great rock band, or a big, huge, popular rock band. Helter Skelter, okay, with the whole Manson thing, and Linda McCartney.
You're bragging, 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 bragging all the time. We'll take the wind out of this windbag.
Benevolent beings. And look at this passage in Galatians 1:8. How many times have you read this? But think of it in terms of what we're discussing tonight. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let him be eternally condemned. There's a heads up that fallen angels might come and preach an alternative gospel to you. Has that ever happened before? Oh, heard of a man called Joseph Smith? Father of the Mormon religion. What happened to him? He had an encounter, didn't he, with an angel, and he was given extra biblical revelation, some gold tablets, told to go.
I grabbed my pocket knife and whacked at the sun.
Oh,
lean on that.
Oh, I'm not too
careful.
Careful. Oh, you may not believe this, but I've never been in a boat before. You what? Never been in a... You never... Well, what in the world have you been doing then? Is it as nice as all that? Nice? It's the only thing. Believe me,
So, anyway, there's me. Get everybody in here. There's Hazel.
The calf was just 20 minutes old when for the first time it staggered to its feet.
Is a disadvantage to this communal construction. The whole edifice can become sodden and collapse after a heavy downpour of rain. An opportunist, the pygmy falcon has been watching all the hard work. There's ample room for her to find board and lodging there for her and her chicks. The pygmy falcon doesn't build her own nest, but happily moves into the sociable weavers. It's an example of the assassin living as his victim's tenant. Lizards are a supplement to the pygmy falcon's diet, but it's preferred food.
Sorry for the poor Browns. Many of his paintings were of Chartwell, his sprawling estate where for 6 long years Churchill lived the life of a country gentleman. Then in 1924, a sweeping Conservative Party victory calls him back into service, in charge of the country's economy. He jumps at the chance for action, and 2 years later, in 1926...
We got 2 more. Oh! It's only 11:30. Yeah.
on the London streets...
Jack?
crisis end with compromise.
We don't eat till 1 o'clock. And it's sent only ladies serve.
Out once more. Now, even his friends are convinced Churchill kept up an incredible regimen. Painting, writing, and another therapeutic hobby he employed to keep his sanity intact, bricklaying. Although outside the political arena, Churchill begins to sense a stirring of...
Some of them, but rabbits are a mixed lot. And then there's Badger, of course. He lives right in the heart of it.
to arm. He realized...
Even if you paid him to do it, dear old Badger, nobody interferes with him. You can't really trust them, and that's a fact.
In beyond the wildwood, where it's all...
For the big event, the inevitable rain. For the first time in...
Hitler tells his followers that they are the master race and deserve the world for their homeland. In 1939, German troops move into Czechoslovakia. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain signs the infamous Munich Pact, sacrificing a third of Czechoslovakia to the Nazis. Chamberlain calls it peace in our time. Churchill calls it surrender, an unmitigated defeat.
These little piglets were so fast, we christened them Streaky Bacon. We never did. But there's another spotted cat during our filming. Particularly this.
Winterfresh gum from Wrigley's. Icy cool flavor, icy cool brown. And last. Aboard. Winterfresh gum from Wrigley's.
Ways Experiment Station, or WES, in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Tom Pokrefke is chief of the River Engineering Branch and heads the Red Eye investigation.
The problem when you go from a low water situation with sediment, or you go from high water.
That's the thing about chips. They're not crispers.
That's Super NES. It's beefier graphics, it's bigger sound, it's 1 or 2 players. You'll get old, but playing it never will. Yes! Tetris 2, new.
Hope that every American would serve his country. Today, Colonel Glenn served his, and we all express our thanks to him.
There was reaction.
Will in action be extended to rip and slash.
We thought she'd ruined her chances when she set off slowly.
More than 300,000 British soldiers are saved.
In the Kalahari must go on forever.
Guitar, because it's just such a weird, and when like Lita Ford, when she jacks that thing forward, it's just sort of like
you're uncomfortable
chicks,
with it.
Chicks with dicks, sort of, hey, stop it.
Speaking for.
The day dawns beneath a spectacular African sky. This is no cultivation. It never will. Not as long as
Now there are people who like to hunt for tigers and giraffes. And
What's next? Teaching farm animals how to swim? Some animals just don't.
The mission is to bring them back alive. He gets them all from ape to alligator.
Are we a good bunch? Yeah, doesn't matter.
How about those glorified candy
How's business? How's business?
Situated in Tanzania.
Are you making any business over there in the jail?
Oh, we got a lot of business.
Yeah,
The can is running us over.
Oh, yeah. I gotta get your gun.
Using data from the movable bed model and from the field, WES engineers have created a computer model which calculates the movement of sediment through red-eye crossing. It mimics the sediments.
Wooten has the ball. This one's come right down to the wire. Wait a minute. They're leaving the floor. Where the heck are they going?
Nice place, man.
Nestle Crunch. It's just more fun to munch.
Hand your kid a Nestle drumstick. And they're not growing up too fast. They're not living in a more complicated world. They're just a kid eating a drumstick. Like you. Nestle.
Construction of walls or dikes within the channel is factored into the program. According to the computer, dikes help to eliminate the point bars. Eventually, dikes will be built and tested on the physical model to check their effects on sediment transport.
The way dikes function as far as opening a channel and making it wide enough and deep enough is they actually take the channel that has a relatively wide width from top bank to top bank, and it contracts it normally on one side, makes it a little bit narrower. What that does is Mother Nature and the river itself says, I need to have so much area available to me. Well, when you pinch in the sides, the only thing that can happen is the bed scour. The thing is you want to make sure that the bed scour is enough, that the channel is wide enough.
They got saved. And Joe now, he helps people who think that they've been abducted by aliens. He's become a counsellor, and in fact, I've been able to pass a few people his way. And you know what? I just want to encourage you.
My favorite. People are creatures of
1950s. Ken led the way.
Years.
Kinds of bagel and price.
Sesame, right, Bob?
I think I'll try the new whole wheat and honey bagel.
Always got time for Tim Hortons. Yes, we
They're saying let's rate record labels. Say, what if we give teachers $15,000 more a year? You're talking socialism, my
Everything
friend.
you possibly want. Soda water here, letter paper there, bacon, jam, cards, and dominoes. You'll find that nothing whatever has been forgotten when we make our start this afternoon.
I beg your pardon, but did I hear you say something about we and
the other was that he must learn it all over again in a different way every 24 hours. The WES facility
Trust the old river all
includes
your
a
life
ship.
and just live in a hole in a bank and boat. I want to show you the world.
I don't care. I'm not coming.
Just can't seem to get that last laptop going. I don't know what the hell. Tried restarting the switcher and replugging. I don't know what's going on. We'll have to work on that.
Each spends a week repeatedly steering up and down the computer-simulated course of red-eye crossing.
The proposed dikes simulation, just 3 weeks away from scheduled launch.
After 2 hours, the scavengers will have stripped the zebra to the bone, leaving only the stripy coat intact.
Because of the long grass, neither big cat had seen the other.
In another part of the Serengeti, the elegant Maasai giraffe, surveying the world from his treetop height, 17 feet above the ground.
And abroad. Advance, Britannia. Long live the cause of freedom. God save the King. Winston Churchill is Britain's hero, but his people see him as a man for a time of war, and the war is won.
All right. We are back at intermission. It's already intermission time. Can you believe it? It's been 30 minutes already. We had as many as 3 watching. That includes me, so really 2. And yeah, we got 2 watching right now, including me. So that is 1 person out there watching. And I think we know who it is. Mr. Mojo Ryzen, the lover of the video jams. He watches every one. He joins the lives. He is dedicated. The fire is starting to go out a little bit, but it's starting to come back now that I added a log. And yeah, I mean, it's going pretty good other than that 4th laptop. I just can't seem to get that 4th laptop working. And it's too bad because there's a pretty cool movie work on that laptop that I'm playing. A public domain movie, by the way. Black and white. Because the VGA adapter tends to give a weird type of color problem. Where it's a little bit black and white with some rainbow bands going across, depending on how much I change the lever. If I move the lever, it will get big bands. If I change it, get close to fully transitioning, it will get smaller bands. It's very weird. And if you want to see that effect on a whole jam, check out the 2024 election, because that whole feed was coming from various Chromecasts and Rokus and being converted, and the switchers, they don't like that for some reason. And that's why I collected all these MacBook Whites, because they have that adapter, except that 4th one is a little newer, and it has mini DisplayPort instead of mini DVI, which only gives you VGA, which I have to convert, and it does that same effect, which is kind of cool, but doesn't work as well as, say, the other laptops, like this one here. Yeah, like these ones work great.
The Sea of Tranquility.
Yeah.
I'm really hungry.
This one is playing just commercials. Oh, we got 3 people watching now. Okay, we are rocking and rolling now. That is 2 other people watching.
Oh, the delivery guy?
That's 2 other people watching other than me. Amazing. I guess scheduling does help. You know, I like to be random, but I decided to start scheduling them to give you guys a chance to hop in. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. So we're going to continue the show. In case you're wondering about this UFO DVD that I've been playing, this is a religious DVD talking about
I rephrased the question,
UFOs,
what is inside a flying saucer?
And
To which he replied
if God
matter-of-factly,
created
people
UFOs
from
and
other
all that
planets.
jazz.
Nothing could better illustrate
Anyways,
to me that
back to the
UFOs
show. I'm
are
going
a
to stop
symbol
yapping.
in our culture for the vehicle that carries humanoids from another planet. And what he's really talking about is something that's become known as the extraterrestrial hypothesis, or the ETH. This is generally the sort of the view that most people have about this subject. You know, real physical spacecraft carrying real physical beings coming from a galaxy far, far away. Now, this became popularized in the 50s and the 60s, you know, where, you know, evolution really started to dominate in the schools, and if evolution happened on the Earth, well, it must have happened somewhere else, and they might be older, you know, in terms of the evolutionary scale, therefore they're more advanced in their technology, so who's to say they can't build hyperdrive spaceships and visit the Earth, for example? But his understanding of
1890s, he absorbs the skills of archaeology, and he imagines the valley in the age of magnificent burials and desperate crimes.
It does. You told me the Wildwood was all right, didn't you?
I know, it is. It's just that it's a long...
Now dance one. They won already.
The cemetery guard, the desperate, followed in the dark. By providing his money with the elaborate and essential to his dignity,
Ready?
the king was himself encompassing his distress. The temptation was too great.
And treasure hunter. He learns Arabic. A man of few friends who never marries, Carter chooses a life apart.
That? Oh dear.
Aims the pipe of its watering can, pulls back the plug on its trunk, and the sprinkler sprinkles.
By towns, ranching, and resource development, Yellowstone is their refuge, yet they've been placed on the federal threatened species list because of their small numbers and the scarcity of reproducing females.
Yellowstone National Park is the home for both grizzly and black bears. You're a visitor to the home of these wild animals. Simple precautions will help ensure
About 2 million people come to Yellowstone each year. At the height of summer, more than 25,000 people a day enter the park, most of them hoping to see a bear.
when a bear is present.
And though we thought, well, she's just a few yards away now, she's bound to have a go, she suddenly started to double back. So, as we'd already suspected, it was really the Tommy she was after. Warthogs have such good noses that unfortunately the leopard was discovered and was not at all pleased. After spending 3/4 of an hour making the stalk, it had failed. It was because it was evening, and she considered it too risky to move the cubs when it was nearly dark. There are so many lions and hyenas about these parts. So she wandered off and left Africa to the creatures of the night.
The result was chaos. For 17 years, Akhenaten ruled a fractured Egypt. One of his wives was Nefertiti, a queen of legendary beauty. But when the pharaoh died, his one-god religion died with him.
By pushing and swinging sideways.
Probably with some help. My wife and I thank you.
Well, it was the least we could do.
I'm just glad we happened to be here.
But why would anybody do that?
Henry, get out of here, Henry! On that end, we're okay.
They already put it back over there. Now they go back. All right, we're up to jacket.
Allergic to hard work.
We have little time before huge flood.
Technique of grid bombing, he divides the valley into small sections so that no doorway, no staircase can go overlooked. If there is a royal tomb, Howard Carter will find it.
Not that sort of thing at all. Doormats know their place.
Now look here, you thick-headed beast. Oh. Not another word. Just scrape and scratch and dig if you want to sleep dry and warm tonight.
It was a chance we were quite willing to take.
They be in the polar regions or the equatorial regions or the subtropical regions, of course, is a function of plate tectonics. As an example, Africa, 250 million years ago.
3 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward, drift into the right a little.
A change in temperature.
United States, too, there's...
In risk, the world is your battlefield. You are the general, leading armies across borders, conquering everything in your path to take over not just a country, but the entire world. Risk, the game of global domination.
It's amazing. It's horrendous. It's the return of the bookworm. Red Deer Book Exchange with the largest selection of pre-owned quality books and novels. It's attracting bookworms everywhere.
Piece now, this spidery, flimsy-looking flying machine, the likes of which ferry...
Breathe, and still nothing of value.
No thicker than several dozen layers of plastic kitchen wrap. Things jutting out at all angles, but then stream...
Hey, you should throw him out. We need a melon here. That was terrible. I knew it'd go through my legs. We gotta keep this somewhere.
Take your shoes off. These guys are
These guys are really having a tough time. Hey, Jack. You gotta...
Yeah, like that.
This is a random home video that I found at a thrift store. So if you recognize yourself, let me know. I'll send you the tape.
Hey, his life will...
This is good lumber. I can arrange to trade it for land and cattle.
Trade the lumber?
Think about it.
Color is its black cousin, but probably got its name from the Afrikaans word weit, meaning wide, a reference to its mouth.
Canyon remained unknown until quite recently. The Algoma Central Railway opened the previously impassable canyon to travelers in 1912. The train attracted miners, loggers, fishermen, and a band of Ontario artists who were...
Work progressed more rapidly now.
Gather and bring aboard a pair of every living creature on Earth.
What? Take him inside.
Paintings of the... one of the group's controversial first...
Was it the actual tomb of the king for whom I'd spent...
That's his name! What's his name? Careful! You got him! I heard him!
You knew it must come to this sooner or later, Toad. You've disregarded all the warnings we've given you. You've gone on squandering...
The crunch of those lions' teeth on the tortoise's shell is a
artists.
It's a picture which forms part of the daily life of the park.
Well, a bit of a synchronicity there.
Could last the family several days. Nothing is wasted.
Cats, big cats.
And if anything is left...
Speaking of big cats,
the
where
remains,
is
of course,
my
are
cat?
safely
He's
stored in
around
the
here
tree.
somewhere. He's probably upstairs.
And continues to bear young into her 20s.
58.
This female, free of her latest cubs, is ready to mate again this year. Amazingly, an egg fertilized in June will be carried in suspended animation until she dens in late fall. The embryo will develop during hibernation.
Here he is. Vito. There. Oh, he's going to switch for me. He's going to switch for me. Vito. Get in front of the camera. There you go. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Norwegian forest cat. How about that, eh?
I have some business to attend to this morning, Rat, so I must be off. Toad's still in bed, being quiet and submissive, which is when he's at his most artful, so you look out.
And how are you today, old chap?
I'm fine.
Vito, he's such a good boy. He's sad. He's a little sad. He wants to go. He's had enough.
You realize my condition and how very far I am from jumping up now, if ever. Trouble yourself about me.
Losings of a part of its surface. The tomb, then, was not absolutely intact as we had hoped. Plunderers had entered it, and more than once.
And that you're tired of bothering about me, Ratty. But could I ask one last favor? Would you...
In, Noah, the water's great.
If you really think water's coming up here, you're drunker than I am.
Hey, Noah, how many other monkeys you got in that zoo?
Pay no heed. The rains will come.
Through this silent passage to the dead. Beyond another sealed door lies a world of riches, or of ruins.
With trembling hands,
On the left there, Mexico City, 1997, probably the most well-documented videotaped UFO event in history. The silvery, shiny craft hovering in downtown Mexico City, dozens of video cameras trained at it, and still no explanation to this day what they are. Because people see it and they think, well, surely, we've seen it, the government must know about it, therefore, if they're not saying anything, they must be hiding the truth. But here's a thought. If this was some supernatural phenomena, what would you expect the government to say about it? They pose no threat to national security or something like that. Of course, they're not going to explain something that they don't understand. The other culprit in believing this is science fiction. I've been having a joke about Star Trek. I often mention it's the most syndicated TV show ever in history, believe it or not, Star Trek The Next Generation. Those two columns on the left are just some movies I thought of. On the right, some of the TV shows. Science fiction is the #1 entertainment genre of all time. The highest grossing movies of all time, probably 3 out of the top 5, I think at the moment, are sci-fi. It's that popular. And folks, here's something I just want to point out. You see, we actually tend to underestimate the influence of the media because most of us have actually grown up with it in our lifetime. We see it every day. And we don't realise or have failed to realise how powerful it is in influencing our ideas and our thoughts. I mentioned over lunch.
40 nights. Go now. Comfort the animals. We're about to endure the mightiest tempest in the history of all creation.
Well, you going? The fun's just beginning.
Lake Pelee begins to fill up with millions of migrating songbirds. As many as 300 species use the peninsula as a stopover.
There are more than 5,000 of them. This joyful disorder is only a deceptive pretense. Everything is perfectly organized. A large male is in command and is directing the movements of his troops.
Egg-shaped boxes of meat and fowl to sustain Pharaoh on his journey. And touching memorial bouquets, placed moments before the doorways were sealed. The tomb is a cluster of small rooms. A hole leads to one.
Meant the possibility of a calf. When her suspicions were aroused, she was relentless.
One of these cubs will probably not be with her in the coming spring.
These two forget the food.
It was named for the golden raiment of the Britannicarius, an advisor to the Pope. The male bird's yellow.
Which is the jackass? You figure it out? Who was the jackass? I thought she was.
Here's Mom. As usual. Now you want to take it in the...
Tonight, if we last that long...
That selfish little toad wouldn't know good treatment if it bit him on the...
Father!
I'm afraid you say that.
Cheer up, Toad.
Should he...
Somebody went on a holiday to the States.
Is both man and God. At Pharaoh's death, the universe...
Derek's got a good hole.
You'd have a better chance of not banging it on something.
Well, it can't last much longer. Where's little Moki? I haven't seen him around.
Last I invite
taking some
dozens of animals to my party.
Heartbreak, tragedy, and triumph.
The thing not to do is to move fast, especially to move fast away from Paris. I'll be watching.
Lemurs. During the mating season, the males wave their bushy tails in the air
While away,
as a gesture of aggression.
shores of Hudson Bay.
So this right here is actually a natural glitch. I don't know why, but this VCR plays back tapes like this. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't mind it. But that is why that is happening. I'm not doing that with the switchers. That is a natural glitch.
The Stein took it to the Descartes Mountains, the moon's oldest and most rugged terrain.
Come on out here and give me a salute.
John Young and Charlie Duke were the most enthusiastic landing party since Apollo 12. Duke even tried one big jump for man. Young and Duke were excited by the bits and pieces of the moon that lay at their feet.
Abnormally rainy years encouraged farmers to expand their herds and graze. Then, in the early 1970s, there was a terrible drought. The plant life of the region was virtually wiped out.
Engines ever in a Chevy truck. Vortec.
Like a rock.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
So how's the challenge coming? Actually, I feel great about it. Bill.
So this right here is playing commercials. Just like 600 commercials on a random loop. And you never know what you're going to get, you know. Anyway, back to the aliens.
But you know, Jesus warns us. He warns us in Matthew 24. He says, for
Aliens
false
in the
Christs,
Bible.
false prophets will appear, will perform great signs and miracles to deceive even the elect, if that were possible. Could he be referring to these times where we do see strange supernatural manifestations in the sky, where people are having...
Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
Currently under.
It's the way.
Is BlackBerry still around?
So as to avoid similar disasters in the future.
There are a number of techniques that are being employed to prevent desertification.
Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag thought.
U-turn and come back out without even slowing down. Really sort of can't happen. They change shape, they merge into one another. They cause electrical disturbances and outages, just like in that movie Close Encounters, and sometimes animals are spooked. They've changed shape over the years. For example, I mentioned, like the ancient Romans and Greeks saw flying shields with people on board. 1896, 1898, there was the airship wave, which they looked like those cylindrical airships that they were just about to arrive in.
They have no natural enemies.
Rather than reality. Even when it is drinking, you get the impression that it is deliberately stretching out its tongue just to scare you.
The thrill of the discovery has faded. Carter's patience begins to wear thin.
The well-known and popular Mr. Toad, a landed proprietor.
Oh, it's good to go in the store.
Oops.
All right. We are getting close to the end of our session. And I want to thank the 3 other people that have joined. We were up to 4 live viewers at one time, 1 including me. So that's 3 other people that have joined us. And I want to thank you again for joining me. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It was a bit of a wacky one, you know. I like how it went. It was very chaotic. It was very fast cuts. And you don't know what you're going to get next, you know. So, yeah, what else can I say? We had a cameo from the cat. Let's see if I can get him again here. Where are you, buddy? Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Show him there. Hello, Vito. What's going on, Vito? Vito. He's a good boy. He is, He was born in 2021, so he's going to be 5 years old in June. Can't believe it. I remember when I picked him up as a kitten. He was so cute. Anyways, yeah, that wraps up the jam, everybody. Look at the video wall. I love that shot. That is so cool, yes. Overhead shot and the medium shot. We also have camera 5. That would be here on the, just a little bit of a feedback loop there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a sweet spot right in there. But I feel like it could be better, you know? And then I got this thing up here, which is a light bright with no pins in it. And I believe I have some pins that I should put in there. But that will be for another jam. Yeah, so we are now just about over an hour, including the time. Well, we are over an hour, including the countdown. We didn't have a full countdown because, honestly, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It was a little stressful trying to get everything ready for 8 o'clock, and I'm happy with the way it went. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of problems, a little bit of glitch, so you can see not everything always runs smooth. I got a lot of moving parts here. We got 24 inputs going into 8 different switchers, and that's just what happens, you know. You hope for the best. You hope you have enough time to work out the kinks. I had some unexpected problems that really costed me my preparation, and that just goes to show, you know, I got to start like an hour before because, well, I did start an hour before and it wasn't enough time. So we got credits rolling now. Let me show you that. We got credits rolling. Oh, PBS. Oh, let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there's the PBS station and National Geographic. Sorry for the copyright, boys. I hope you don't flag me. Please don't flag me. And, yeah. Ooh, we got a turtle. We got a turtle on number 7. VCR 7. Let's show it. Let's show it. There it is. He's just crawling away. I almost want to keep going because this is just too much fun. We got birds. Look at that. Synchronicity on the birds. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Bird. Big cat, big cat. Pretty wild. And then we got number 5. We got more. We got the Chevron logo. How about that, eh? Oil. But, yeah, I'm going to tone her down here. We're going to land the plane on this video jam. I want to thank, again, my live viewers. We were up to 4, including myself, so that's 3. And we still have 3 watching right now, so that's 2 other people, including myself. And what more can I say? I mean, we're hoping to do this more often. That is the goal. But a guy is busy sometimes, you know. This home video is pretty cool. Like, they got these donkeys just walking down the street. 1994, eh? March. Oh, wow. Almost to the day. March 18th. Today is the 12th of March in 2026. So that is a long time ago. Okay. Well, what more can I say? It was a fun one. It really was. And, yeah, we had a little bit of Wind in the Willows. I think that's a movie, so I really hope they don't flag me on that one. If not, we'll have to cut that out. So the recording is now at an hour and 4 or 5 minutes, and I believe I started the stream around 5 minutes. So I think we've hit the hour mark. You guys are probably getting tired of me yapping, and maybe I can catch the rest of the Oiler game. Because Dallas was destroying them like 5-0 when I last left, so we'll see. But anyways, again, thank you for joining the stream. We hope to do this more often and add new things, get some cool tapes. I also have an EX1 that I haven't incorporated yet. So if you can see it in the back there, you can see it right there. That is the EX1. And if you don't know what a Canon EX1 is, or it's not an EX1, it's an XL1. I get those two mixed up because I also have a Sony EX1. This is the Canon XL1S, which is a little bit better than the XL1. And that's the camera that I learned how to use in college. So, yeah, I'm going to quit yapping. We're going to find some purple. Let's find some purple here. Got to cycle through the colors. Where's our purple? There's our purple. Okay, there we go. And we'll have that fade over the cameras. And, yeah, we'll leave you with the outro music once I add it. I don't have it playing on anything right now, but on the recording, you'll see it. All right. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your night.